Yeah. Son-in-law played catch with the back. He's so coordinated. It's unbelievable.
12:30. This carriage, you can go and sit in it. If you don't want to know what you're seeing, then please sit there. But the local people who are going up and down don't want to listen to things said in English. So if you're not interested in electricity from the line, when it comes down, it's pumping electricity back into the line. So that's the system of reckoning. So the Rocher de Nez, 6,700 feet, it means the Nez rocks. And when we get to the top in 1 hour, it will take 1 hour to come down. We get the 11 o'clock train down, which will bring us down at 12 noon. 11 o'clock from where we get off at the top. So these people in the other carriage are going to work or school or whatever. And at the top is the highest alpine flower garden in the world. There are over 100 different species of wildflowers. So the first little village we go through will be Glion, which is on top of the hill. And Glion has a hotel school, a very lovely hotel called the Hotel Victoria. And it also has the house where Mr. Nestle Chocolate, who was from Frankfurt in Germany, his house was in Glion, the first village, up above Montreux. Then we go through Caux, C-A-U-X. Caux, now you have to remember in the end of the 1800s, the visitors didn't stay by the lake at all, they stayed in the mountains. They wanted the fresh mountain air. And Caux and another place called Les Avants is where our visitors stayed. But they came during the winter, and there were Russian families, British families, who took a whole floor of a hotel with maybe 80 people with all their staff and their family. So Caux is one of the early hotels. Each time the train stops, I'll explain a little more. But if you want to move there, please do.
Why do they have a steering wheel on the train? Why do they have a steering wheel on the train?
Just to control it. They also have a dead man foot on the brake.
It's funny, I was there. My middle.
Oh yeah, okay. Thank you. Okay.
Graham Greene lived here, did you say?
Graham Greene lived in Jauny and is buried in Corzo.
Right out there in Scottsboro.
And the chaplains are buried in Corsier, just across from there.
Just around Vevey.
Yeah, they showed us that as Carol did as we went through.
So you don't know whether you're coming tomorrow?
Well, I'm either going to Lucerne or to, well, I don't have a choice, you know. I mean, we'll flip a coin.
She keeps telling me, she says, I'm not the lead. So when people ask you things and you don't know what to say, you just say, I'm not the lead.
No, you know, we just haven't decided. But it's fine. Well, we just save money. Switzerland is not part of that. I didn't know that. And you will stay that way, do you think?
I think so, yes. Some people would like to live. It's bad. It's bad for businesses.
It would be bad for businesses, I guess.
There's the castle or the palace hotel.
Oh, is that clouds over the lake? It's beautiful.
Not Switzerland.
It's a great view.
We're up. We're on our own.
What about,
Why don't you sit there? Oh,
I'm alright, I'm alright.
Oh, you're doing it.
He's doing it. He's watching as he goes.
Well, that's a lovely picture.
$0.
Well, yeah.
$0.
Well, you know, you have the two. Stop where smoke go out.
Yes, 1 for 1. Yeah.
Mine on that side is wrong.
If you want to see the Mont Blanc, the highest mountain in Europe,
I want to do that.
it's a little
Okay, we are at the summit of the Roche de Nez, and we are up here. Straight down, that's straight down right there. That's the highest point in Switzerland, right at the middle, top. The sun's not in a real good spot for that, but that's straight down right there, straight down.
This is the moment I became a widow.
How you look at close. Isn't that bird?
Can't see it very well with this. What?
On top of the Roche de Nez. Way down there.
Okay.
Rico! Matterhorn is over there. Focus, focus, focus.
Let's go, honey. We don't want to miss the train.
There it is, the Matterhorn. Eddie. Dogs come to me.
Did you see me?
Huh?
They just drop down. Nobody goes like this. You know, they just talk about a ride. I feel like we're in Disney World, you know?
We are doing 14K.
So I think most of the places you have seen in Montreal already. You haven't seen the old part because it's rather steep to walk up, especially for Texan. And then, anyway, I'm sure your future generations will be born with legs instead of, with wheels instead of legs. Because you jog, you run, but you don't walk. Huh? So
The land is flat.
yes, I know. Oh no, I was told you have very higher mountains in Texas, biggest cows,
Not where we live.
everything is bigger in
right.
Texas, right?
That's right. Flatter land.
Yes.
They lie too.
In Montreal, I told you. Ah,
Bigger lies.
yes.
No, in Texas they're called tall tales.
That's true. That's true.
Tall tales.
tales.
Tall tales.
Tall tales.
The highest parts are called overpasses.
And the chickens are enormous, yes.
Oh, leghorn. Leghorn chickens.
Leghorn chickens.
They have the ooh-ah chickens.
You-
Lay the 10-pound eggs. It's like ooh-ah.
Ooh, Now, is it in Texas where you have the restaurant Chick-fil-A?
Yes.
Texas, yes. I had them, some of the owners, a group last year. Were very nice people, and of course they told me they're the best chicken
Oh, yes.
in the States. Is that right? Well,
Cheapest.
yes, the cheapest. No, it's so funny because when I got the paper and I saw the name of the group, Chick-fil-A, I thought, no, what does this mean? Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A. And then it said, no drinking, no smoking. So
Oh, really?
they emptied their minibus in the room and they were alone. Uh-oh. I don't tell the secrets.
Oh, I didn't know they were
They
that
were
bad.
very nice. We were in Lausanne, in Montreux, and in Interlaken. Truk comes from the Latin word monasterium, monastery. It was also always known as the area of the big monastery, which doesn't exist anymore. So if you go to France and you have places like Moutier, Montreux, it's always coming from monastery. And it was really built as a tourist resort, you know, with Byron and the prison of Chillon, and then the first tourists came here to visit the castle. They lived with the inhabitants, the teacher, and the preachers and everything, and then that gave the idea, as there was nothing, just vineyards going straight down to the water. So an architect and engineer had the idea to build the first hotels and little pensions, and then so it developed only last century. And then later they built sanatoriums because the air was clean. There's no industry here. Water was clean still at that time. They even wanted to build a pipeline to Paris to take the water from the lake to Paris. And then, of course, at the end of last century, Professor Koch in Germany discovered where the tuberculosis came from. So everybody got afraid. They sent the sick people up into the mountains. But here they had already the schools and the hotels and more houses. And so it remained a big tourist area.
This is where we're shopping right now.
So you walked all this way. You have seen the covered market hall, which was restored.
There's
You
a
know, have you
hotel.
seen the flowers now, huh?
Straight ahead.
Those are hanging what you call astros or chrysanthemums. Chrysanthemums, huh? They will last about 3-4 weeks maximum. Huh? The gardeners when they're all blooming, it looks like a waterfall of flowers coming down. It's beautiful. It's really pretty. But they do it in Montreux, Gâteau de Pévève, and in Lausanne, and nowhere else, because I have heard it's a lot of work to do this.
This looks like geranium.
Yes, a geranium. But geraniums we have like everywhere in Switzerland. I think the Swiss national flower must be a geranium. Huh? Yeah, we have geranium markets end of April, beginning of May. And then we keep them. We keep them in a cellar. If you have a cellar which is not too dark, you can keep them. The very last one I had for 13 years. And then suddenly they were over. But I'm not a good gardener. You know, sometimes I gave them water in winter, sometimes I forgot, and sometimes I cut them in fall, and sometimes in spring. But they were very nice. They always came back. So the architect who built the Montreux Palace Hotel, he owned this house here in the Florentine style. Now it's owned by a Greek. And there are offices in there and one apartment. And the Montreux Palace Hotel, which dates back to 1906. There was a famous American Russian writer who lived in there. He is buried in the cemetery of Montreux, Nabokov. You know, the one who wrote the Lolita book, and you remember the movie, so be careful. In Montreux we have a lot of Lolitas, gentlemen. So they celebrated this year his 100th birthday. So they had the Lord Major from Moscow coming, and the Americans coming, and journalists. So we didn't have any flooding even this year, where they had flooding in Bern in the eastern part of Switzerland. You know, we had so much snow, with snow melting and spring rain and everything. So here we don't have this. But the old villages, they built up on the hills to be protected. There were even villages, they had the right of markets. You know, to have the right for a market in medieval time, that was a right given by the count, duke, or by the king. Not every village could have a market, because that means that you could earn money. Yes. And they were independent little villages, and now they belong to the community of Montreux, and we call this the old town. It's beautiful up there. You
There's
will
our
see
hotel right there.
the train station.
Show them the best place to eat down there.
Yes, I show you the best place to eat. So this is where the schools are, primary schools. The high school and colleges are in the center in between Montreux and Vevey. And we don't have a town hall, so administration is a little bit spread out all over. A little bit is in here in the building, and that's also a school. You won't see the children there on vacation. They start school next week again. That's a 2-week vacations.
So they have,
And when
they have 2-week vacations every so many months?
No, I tell you in a moment. When we come from a village. This is where you went to the restaurant. That was an old convent. And as monasteries, convents are very often changed into restaurants, discos, and everything. So in the 400 years of wine cellar down there is a very nice restaurant. And here we come up to, the village was called Les Planches. If you translate now in modern French, planche means wooden things on the ground. But it was an old French word for meadow, which was longer than large, near farmhouse, on a steeper side. And here you have a house from 1600 something, which is our theater. It's down in the basement. It's quite famous because they come from Paris, from Russia, and from everywhere and give shows here and representation. It's also an art gallery, and you have the houses you see 1781. But when you go on, you have 16, you have 1500. And then very often you will see in between the houses little staircases to go to the next one up there. So it's really very old. And when you look down to the right, you can see how high we are. Now, yeah, they have boutiques, furniture, antique stores, and handicraft stores up here. We just pass here to show you what good drivers we have. So.
Thank you.
We found that out yesterday.
Yeah. And for those who went up to the Rosh Hashanah this morning, you passed this rail track here, you see,
There's a rail.
to the left-hand side, and you can see it's over 100 years old, huh? And to the right-hand side, very soon, is a yellow house with green shutters. It's one of the oldest here. In the Middle Ages, this was the sort of hospice here. And to the left, you see that's a Mexican restaurant and a hotel, which is owned by a Mexican. A restaurant is called Don Chico. That was a meeting place for butchers. And you see the old wine press there. It's a very old house. It's when you go up the street. And our main church, which is a Protestant church, now St. Vincent Church, you will see to the left-hand side. And the story goes that in these rocks there was a cave and there was a hermit who lived there. Later they built the church on top. The church is from about 1442, 46, up there. And St. Vincent is the protector of the vineyards and the grape growers. So that's the main church. You know, a normal European village or town has the church in the center and the marketplace around the church. So here you can see that it was made quite artificially, only in the last century. Bathrooms, as they had rooms. Some people didn't wash so much, they had a bathroom on the floor. And so it's far too expensive to give the old hotels with bathrooms for each room. So very often they make apartments out of it. You see the houses down there, they have all been first hotels, small hotels, and later changed into apartments. These red flats, next to these I have the travel trade workshop in Montreal, all about traveling and restored everything. They're beautiful apartments inside. And here has been a cemetery. There's still the tombs of Mr. and Mrs. Nestle up here. And the lady sitting there, I told you the other day, is the Empress of Austria, the famous Elizabeth, who got assassinated in 1898. Last year it was exactly 100 years ago, in Geneva, when she wanted to take the boat to come back to here. Huh?
And they called her Cece?
Cece, that's a... Yeah, Elizabeth Cece was her nickname. Huh? Most beautiful woman at her time, and very famous, very sad, very... yeah, maybe she lived too early. And this was the... where two hotels before, where the Russian court came, and the Elizabeth, when her husband was there. And now the biggest part of it is changed into apartments too. And when we come around, the moment that you will see a boarding school, which is called Monte Rosa, will come to the right, and they call it Monte Russia now, because there are so many Russian children in there. That's here with the Swiss flag in front. When you look up to the left, you see the yellow house up there. Huh? That is a finishing school for girls. Where you finish your girls, yes, for the girls. Now here comes the castle.
Do they still call it a finishing school?
Yes, they call it a finishing school.
What does a finishing school
They finish. they teach them a little bit of French, how to decorate the table, how to welcome guests, and especially they occupy them. Very often they're South Americans, a lot of Mexican girls, sometimes from families who are threatened by kidnapping and things, so they put them 9 months in a school here, or but sometimes 2 years, and then they travel. So the basic price for this Soval, it's a little bit above 60,000. No, it's 47 or 52,000 Swiss francs a year, which means 9.5 months. And the other is over 60,000 and full of Russian girls. And then once in a while, the poor girl has to go home because her father got assassinated.
So where are you all coming from? Texas. Oh, good. It took only 3 years' time to build up the basement. And very important people already in those days, they were paid for the work they've done. On your way, you find exit to the lakeside because it was easier to travel in with the boats. All the furniture, everything arrived with the boats. And the lake level was much higher as today. And now I'm going to take you further. We walk to a tower built before the 12th century. There you find the Roman arches. It's a different style. Also at the right-hand side in the tower still the gallows where they used to hang up the prisoners and then very simply drop the bodies out for fish food, you see. Everything was recycled already. And then let's walk. Exit to the lake. The boat used to attend in front of the chateau here. These are kind of little passageways so the prisoners can escape.
Yeah.
That's original?
Out of the time, yes, sir.
So all of this were these
Refugees.
prisoners?
Some of them.
Oh, some new, oh.
Refugees, actually. Yeah, I think you will have to move up a little bit more because there's still a few more to come. Thank you. So, almost. Still the same group? Yeah. Yes. So this used to be a dungeon between the 14th, 16th century. Sometimes 250 prisoners would be chained up together in here. I let you imagine the dirt, the smell, the rats, everything. It was impossible to survive very long. Most of those prisoners had to die. That's why they had a trapdoor on the back there, and once up in a time they just pushed out everything into the lake. But you're safe. It's not in function anymore. So you all looked at the graffitis around the pillars. I can't explain which belong to prisoners or tourists. This is sandstone. It's soft to engrave. And you know, in the time, Middle Age, people didn't know to write. So, but here you have a famous name. It belongs to Lord Byron. He's a British writer who came to visit us, just like you today. And then after, he wrote a poem about the prisoner of Chillon, telling the true story of a prisoner called Bonivar. That guy was caught down here, chained up to the second pillar on the back. He survived 4 long years. That's quite exceptional. That's why he became a hero. It happened in the 16th century, at the beginning of the Reformation in this Catholic country. So when people of Bern arrived here, with the reform officially, they found this guy and let him free so he could go back home to Geneva, and there he lived for many more years. That's the story of the prisoner of Chillon, fixed outside on a public place to torture the prisoners. And like the front, again, the Gothic arches.
Mais on n'a pas vu la...
So, all my prisoners escaped safely?
Except for a couple I've chained up.
Yeah, well, that's your choice. You see the galleries there, they lead into the tower. And after the guided tour, if you feel like, you can walk up there, climb up to the top with 130 steps. I'm sorry, I won't come. But look how beautiful this blue sky, and on top of the tower is the flag of the Canton de Vaud. White and green. And it's written on liberty and patrie. Liberté et patrie, that's liberty and fatherland.
It's the biggest fireplace I've ever seen. Wooden post. Yeah, all hand carved.
We don't need it here because So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can imagine, life up here was a bit more agreeable as downstairs. This was the grand hall for the governor. That's where he used to live with his family.
Funny because we grow up with your history. When the children. I have a little grandson of 2.5, and now he plays the knights and the castles because he visited castles with his father. But on the other hand, he plays cowboys and Indians. I bought him some Indian feathers the other day, and yes, these little soldiers, cowboys and Indians, they date back when my children were small, so we took everything down, and he's absolutely crazy. And then with the Western movies, you see, then you learn automatically, and the comic strips, and then in school we learn a lot about your history, more I think than you learn about Europe. And even our newspapers, even local newspapers, they tell all about the United States and things. I told you yesterday, it was built same time almost as the castle, and this was the hospital, and for a stop for pilgrims here. It looks like a church, but the church is farther inside in the village. Who went to Paris yesterday? Did you like it? Was it nice? I heard you made a city tour. And yes, like you saw the Louvre like this.
Oh gosh.
But at least you have seen it, and you have seen the Eiffel Tower too, and the Champs-Élysées. Good. Did you buy something nice for your wife, I hope? Oh, these men are all over the same, We meet them from all over the world. Sometimes they have slanted eyes, different colors, but they're all the same. So.
There's that
I don't know why they put witches house for Halloween. They just put a man on it would be enough.
Okay, here we go.
Got her started again.
You have one too, huh?
Oh yes.
You sure you're not a
Don't
Texas
you
guy?
see, yes, he did. I have him for such a long time, and it's so difficult to train another one, so I keep him.
Really sounds like you're from Texas.
There's the castle.
Look, it's nice with the sunshine on it, huh? The castle. You imagine, you know, the was built by, they told you about Count Peter from Savoy, and these counts, they became duke, you know, they upgraded. Duke was higher than a count in the 15th century, 1460 something. It was a count, his name was Amédée, lived near to Evian, and we have a description when they came and visited their castle, especially him. He had a rowing boat with about 72 rowers, like galleys, huh? But these rowers were clad in dark red, and he was elected as a pope for 6 months only. Huh? They had 6 popes at the same time. You know, we have a very complicated history in Europe. And he was Pope Felix number 5 or whatever. And when he traveled over the lake with his galley, and he has dark red sails with the golden tiara on top, and then maybe about 20, 30 rowing boats around, and they came over the lake to go to from one castle to the other. Must have been fantastic, huh? Just imagine them on the lake. And you see the flag from our canton on top of the castle, huh? The white and green. Do you know what the white stands for the wine and the green for the butter also. That explains our colors. The white cross and the red crown. So that's there are different explanations. Huh? In the 14th century, there was a big battle. I told you yesterday about Winkelried and the one who said, "Who was the idiot who pushed me?" Remember the story of our national heroes? And that was always against the Austrian occupation. And when the 3 original cantons, one is called Schwyz, where the name from Schweiz, Switzerland, comes from. And their flag shows a little white cross in one corner on a red ground. Cross always meant that they were Christians and participated sometimes on a crusade or whatever. And so to honor them, they put the big white cross in the middle of the red ground. But all royal courts in Europe had, from about the 15th, 16th century on, Swiss regiments. And so the French, the Dutch, the British, and all, they had Swiss regiments. So they, to recognize each other on a battlefield that they were Swiss, all Swiss regiment soldiers had their uniforms and a red cloth on the left shoulder with 2 white stripes. And that's also an explanation for a white cross on a red ground for Swiss flag, which was made up only last century, a real Swiss flag. You know, Switzerland has been a very poor country before the industries came. It was just agriculture. And of course, with the farmers, they had a lot of children. It was like a social security, you know, to have children, to take care of the elder people. But what to do with the rest? One inherited the title or the farm or whatever. So the richer families, the younger sons, they bought regiments. They furnished the uniforms and gave the weapons and took very young boys, about 13. And then they went to the different kings or counts or dukes in other countries, said, "I have 50 or 100 young soldiers. I want to serve under your flag." And so the one who got paid and got rich was the one who had the regiment. These poor boys, normally the average age was 16. They were dead by 16, by sickness and on the battlefield or whatever. Huh? But that was a way to earn money. It was terrible, but it started against salt with the French king at that time, because salt was very precious. So they sent young men to serve under foreign flag and got salt instead. Later they were paid. In Lucerne. The first modern building which was built in Montreal was the Eurotel Riviera here in '68, and everybody was got angry and said modern buildings, here's the charm of Montreal, the houses from the beginning of the century. But later they built a big one near to the casino, 26th floor. Looks like Eastern Germany or Russia or whatever. And those are apartments, so you can't even blow them up. Huh? Gentlemen, look to the right-hand side. Behind the trees, you see a house here to the right? It's a little bit difficult, you have to look back. Beautiful house, it dates back to the last century. I just tell the man because it was a gift from the Emperor of France, Napoleon III, to one of his mistresses. Those were gentlemen, huh? See? Oh, yeah.
Now they just give them a penthouse.
Yeah. I don't know what they give now.
They give them a hat.
Mobile home in Martindale.
Now, why do they have so many statued women, nude women? Statues and pictures and...
Yeah, but that's a very typical American question. I think
we're modest, I guess.
I don't know. You know what, I think you're more Puritan than we are. The question was, why do they have so many statues of nude women? First of all, my personal opinion, I think it's much nicer to look at a woman than at a man, huh? If you agree. So that's what the artists think. That's because of, you know, the forms.
Natural here, right?
Yeah, it's natural. You have your Puritan inheritance.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yes. Nobody looks. But a lot of things are represented by a woman, that's why. We have a lot of Arabs. I'm just looking at the lady there. They very often come after the Ramadan or when it's too hot in the country. Some have apartments here, and so in summer, when around 4:30, 5 o'clock, when they come out of their apartments, then the whole area smells of Arabic perfume. Then you have the man going in front, and then the woman, sometimes veiled from head to toe, and then the children with the Philippine nurses or whatever. You come from the canton of Vaud, from Switzerland. Il n'y a pas le feu au lac. That means there is no fire on the lake.
Oh.
There is a farmhouse to the left-hand side, and you see on top of the barn, you'll see a painting. You will see it later again. Look to the left. See a painting? That's a tradition. It's called a Poya, P-O-Y-A, and shows the cows going up to their summer vacation, up to the mountain. And here they put them on top, outside the farmhouse, on top of the barn. And here, it's the first little town in the canton of Fribourg, Châtel-Saint-Denis. Châtel is a small castle of Holy Denis, if you translate it. There's no real castle anymore. But you will see the villages are different. They have these big churches in the center. And that's here, they have cheese factories. They serve the cream and the meringue. And it's all low calorie.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
You will see when we pass through the main street square, and then the main street, all these little shop signs or restaurant signs, and that's pretty. It's coming to Sweden. You have the main square. Oh, there's even a merry-go-round, look. A beautiful one. You don't see them so much anymore. You see here the white horse, and on the left-hand side there is a cheese and butter, and our meat products are rather expensive compared to other European countries. If you know, we pay for 200 grams of Swiss butter, 3 francs 80, 3 francs 60, 3 francs 80, only 200 grams. Huh? Then we pay for a liter of milk, and I think it's 3.3 for a gallon or something. 1 franc 80, 1 franc 90 milk, and to cheese it's about 22 to 24 francs, 2 pounds. That's very expensive, huh? There's a reason. You see the meadows here and everything. The farmers are not allowed to use any artificial fertilizing. So it's just natural fertilizing, and then sometimes you have this Swiss air in the air. Huh? And they're not allowed to use silo feeding if they give the milk to the cheese factory, because silo gives a bitter taste which you find back in the cheese. So they get a little bit more money for a liter of milk from the government. Then they have strict controls, at least sometimes twice a week, in the milk collecting centers, cheese factories, farmhouses, for cleaners, bacteria and all these things. And normally they have to feed the cattle with 4 sorts of grains, mainly corn, then oat, wheat and barley, additional food made out of whey, you know what's left over from pressing the cheese, which is changed to powder and used for cattle feeding. Then hay and grass, of course, and no hormones for veal, that's forbidden in Switzerland. And of course we had some mad cows because people are cheating, they had something, but normally that's all. So it's a very natural product, our milk product, but we pay for it. It's very high quality, but it's rather expensive, which you never think when you come to Switzerland that we pay so much. But that's folkloric, huh? Here it's tractors, it's all machines, milking machines, everything.
You hired those guys, didn't you?
Huh?
You hired those guys to be there.
Yeah, I think we hired them, yes. They all have milking machines, they're very modern. And they have these milk collecting centers where they bring the milk twice a day. And a lot of them is for Gruyere cheese making or for the Nestle chocolate factory as well. And the milk is very fat, especially around Gruyere, huh? They have the special grass which develops a very fat milk. And then what they have in Gruyere, and that so you don't leave before you have got your dessert. It's a fresh cream which they took off the milk. It's even too thick to get whipped. And they serve it with meringue, you know, egg white thing, but not the one which stick on in your mouth you buy in the supermarket, the one which melts on your tongue, and then with the raspberries and the cream on top. At least 3,000 calories a portion, but excellent. From the district, the area of Gruyere. It shows a white crane normally on a red ground. Those were the coat of arms of the Counts of Gruyere, who owned this country here, and the castle, which you will see very soon. And there's a very stupid story, but I tell you to explain the name of Gruyere. A count came here for hunting in the 11th, 12th century, and he caught a white crane. There are no cranes here, huh? There never have been. And the crane in French is grue. So a day later somebody asked him, when did you catch the grue? And he answered, yeah, yesterday. Grue? Yeah. They have many of these stories for foundations of cities. Huh? I think the better explanation is Gruyere is a very old French word for guardian of the forest, which was given to noblemen sometimes. Or Gruyerius, that's a Latin name that might be the origin of Gruyere. Huh? And here the counts lived here until 1554-55. They went bankrupt, you know. The last count's name was Michel, and his father before him, they loved women too much and were gamblers, invited too many people in their castle and needed a lot of money. And you know, cities at that time in the 15th, 16th century became very important and very rich, much richer than counts and dukes and even the kings. So the counts borrowed money from the cities of Fribourg and the cities of Bern. And those cities, when they were very strong enough, they in the end said, now we want our money back. So he had to sell his land and his castle. And this part was sold to the city of Fribourg and became part of the canton of Fribourg of the Helvetic Confederation in 1555. And then the governors of Fribourg came and lived in the castle of Gruyere. They changed every 4 years. But before, the counts of Gruyere were very, very strong. They were very rich. It's even said that it was one of the counts of Gruyere, but it's true. Those are a lot of legends. But you know, you will see the little town and the castle is on top of a hill. And that was just the main traffic road, and it was also language border at that time between German and French speaking. So it was very important. From there, and you know, it was a very good place to control the whole area. And I think it still looks like a lady waving from the tower and a knight coming down on his horses. There are a lot of legends up there, you know, for example, when the knights were on the way to free Jerusalem on the crusade, people from Bern wanted to attack the castle. When they conquered the castle, that means they owned the whole area around all the villages and everything. So during...
Do you want to know this?
Yeah, let's put pepper over here. No, that's not the way she showed us to do it.
I know it, but I can't.
You're taking shortcuts.
All right, okay. Yeah, but she made a mess.
Yeah, she did make a mess, you're right.
Yeah, but she was standing up in an awkward position trying to show
have time on the way back, I looked at the time, then maybe we can pass through Bern.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Just through the center, so you can see it.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
You can see to the left the flag of the canton and the city shows it there. See the flags there.
I think I got that.
I hope I can show you some farmhouses in the canton of Bern. That's the most beautiful farmhouses, you know. So as a half-round roofs, they go almost down to the ground, and then sometimes Tudor style, and they're decorated with the geraniums. So I hope you can see some. It's really pretty. Here, right in front is a bridge. You see that all the plants and trees and things up there? Here, we pass under now. That's made for animals, animal crossing, huh? For deers and cows, no? Deers, wild game, so they can cross over. In some areas we have tunnels under the road for frogs. Don't laugh, it's true. They killed too many frogs, you know, and it can get dangerous, so they built ways under the roads, not under motorways, but normal roads for frogs. Bern occupied our area. They transported all the wines and everything on the rivers, on boats to the Swiss-German part, and I think when they arrived about here they were drunk. So that remained in the language, Jörneway, Solothurn. Mountain chain. It's a lot of forest. The highest point is only around 6,400 feet here, and it's mainly limestone, yellow. That's the border also with France. That's where the watch industry in Switzerland is, you know, where they make the Omega, Tissot, Swatch watches. The Rolex factory is here too. The offices are in Geneva. It's all in this area. Savoyan castle anymore. Huh? You remember yesterday in the castle of Gionne, they told you about Peter of Savoy, and these are Zeringen or the Habsburgs, famous family. They built the castles in this area. you will see, we come to Lucerne. It's famous for tourism and especially for music events. All big musicians give concerts, and here they opened last year the most modern and interesting music hall here in Lucerne. You know that Wagner, Richard Wagner, the famous composer, lived some years in Lucerne, and the famous conductor Karajan, the Austrian. He was president of all the concerts. There's a famous hotel, a restaurant, Gütsch, which you see up there. It looks like a castle. And then when you come out, you look to the left-hand side, you can see the remaining town walls from the Middle Ages and the watchtowers. There's one where you have Iron Knight looking down. He watches out if there are enemies coming. Here, look. So, part of the city is still surrounded by town walls. There was also, you see the one with the knight on top? You know, then the defense, the typical defense was, you know, it's open to the city and was closed into the front. And the one which you can't see was where they stored the powder, but that blew up in the 1700 something. And you can still walk on the town walls.
Customer now.
So now we are coming down to the lake shore. This is a more modern part of Lucerne. You will have the train station, which is to the right hand side. In case you miss the bus, it's 3 hours back to Montreux. Huh? That's the train station. No, I'll wait here. Don't worry. The old train station was a little bit bigger. What's left over, you will see when you go to the right-hand side, the statue on top, like a big entrance gate. Limit of the old city. Then the oldest church of Lucerne, to continue. It's the one here, dates back to 1138. But we come back here, huh? And that's where all pedestrian streets are, and the shops will pass, we leave the bus here. Then, right in front, and that will come to the right-hand side with the two towers, that's the main church. It's in the middle, it's Renaissance, but you still have two Gothic steeples to the right-hand side. And if you want, you can come later and have a look. It's really very interesting, especially the organ.
always do it because I hate if it's going
Yeah, you
bigger
have
and
to do
bigger.
otherwise.
Yeah, then
No,
one
no,
evening
no,
I just
later
add my
Messy, you know, when like this. Because only when I have time.
Yeah.
Today I finish at 6. Then from I take it from 7 until 9 is okay to 9.
Tomorrow? Oh, nice.
Postcards with the little wooden critters on them.
Okay, I'm shopped out.
Yeah, me too.
I don't want to buy anything else. I've gotten for everybody. I don't want to buy anything else.
Well, let's go to this one other store over here and then we'll come back. Cross. And then we'll cross again.
See, I think you're thinking on the shopping business that I'm buying stuff to give as a tourist. I mean, you know, when you get right back home.
Good, I'm gonna take this for you.
Yeah, I'm up.
Hey, let's go in here.
Foundation, I told you, go back to 1191. And it's our government since 1848 here. It's a university city. It's where you have the only international organization, which is here, is the International Postal Organization. But all the embassies and everything are here concerning Switzerland. In Geneva, it's only for the United Nations. Non, tu sais, ça c'est faux. Je crois qu'il fallait aller plus loin. On va pas vers le stade. Hein? Ça c'est faux. Non, non, tu tournes. C'est là-bas. He made the wrong turn, huh? We're just going back. C'est quand tu reviens par ici. You will see our parliament building and the bear printed. We won't get off, huh? Just pass through. Their coat of arms is the bear. They are grizzly bears, huh? They are born in Bern. They speak only Swiss German anyway. They have a bear print. Expo et puis tu peux revenir. Oh, they train dogs over there, huh? Do they play their rugby? Yes. Soccer and rugby. So from here on the right-hand side and a little bit further to the left, that's all military area. The very few professional officers, I think they work here to the left. And in a moment when we go down, they have the most beautiful view on the old city, on the Altstadt.
Oh, okay.
Of Bern, you will see it's very pretty. You will have all the red tile roofs. Background you have the cathedral. It is the highest steeple with 330 feet in Switzerland. And in the background, the green cupola, which is our government building. And down you have the Aar River, which was a very good defense on 3 sides. The 3 sides were surrounded by a river, so they had to build the town walls and gates only on 1 side. So now look to the right, it's coming. You see the main church, the cathedral, government building, and you see all the old houses. The oldest part is around here, oh? And that's Bern, our capital.
That's beautiful.
We pass over the bridge now, which was until the beginning of the last century the longest stone bridge in Europe. Huh? Not anymore. And here where you have the people to the left hand side, it's where the bears are. That's a bear pit. Can't see the bears from up here. There, here to the left is the bear pit. You can't look in. You have the Aar River. And the oldest church, which dates back to the 12th century, 11th, 12th century here. In this part, you still have some houses of this day down, but they had a big fire in 1404, which burned the old city. So what you see now, there are houses from 16 and 1700. And that's its main street with little side streets. And you see what's very nice in Bern. It's all under arcades, the walkways. They were privately owned by the owner of the houses, and underneath you have openings that goes down to the cellars that were the storage cellars for cheese and wine. Now there are boutiques, there are theaters, little restaurants down there. And then you also have the corporation signs outside the houses. And you have always the fountains with colored statues. The statues are copies. So the real ones are in the museum. And this is the Fountain of Justice. They all date from about 1552. The next fountain is more simple. It's a Fisher fountain. That's a restaurant to the crown. That's why they have a crown hanging outside. And when you look down to the right, you have the town hall. This is the Fisher Fountain, the corporation of the Masons here. Then there will be a house a little bit further on, which is called Einstein House, because he lived there. He went to the university in Bern. Einstein. Here is Samson and the Lion Fountain, you see? Lion and Samson. And the next fountain is the Zeringer Fountain. That's this is the Einstein House to the left. And then you have the famous clock tower. The Glockenspiel dates from 1500 something. It goes very fast, only in a minute and a half, but you have little figurines turning. You have an astronomical watch there. You have a golden knight, which you just can see ringing the bell up there. See? And you have Kronos, the god of the time, turning sun watch, and a jester ringing the bell. To the right-hand side, I hope. You just can see there is a funny fountain there. Huh? That's an ogre eating children. That might be a carnival figurine, or maybe it means the plague. Huh? Then the street goes down this way, and you have a lot of other fountains, huh? And the signs on the houses. you have the casino, which is not a real casino, it's a restaurant here to the left. See? And then we go down where the Parliament building is.
No double parking.
The Parliament building was finished in the beginning of this century. You know, Bern became capital. Oh, look at the army. There's a demonstration of music. Or look at this. No, it's fire service.
C'est bon.
C'est bon.
Yeah, take a picture of that. Show John.
Listen.
Yeah, see the band over there?
So the main entrance of the Parliament building is here to the left.
I can't really see it.
They don't look Swiss, those with the white caps, huh?
Probably Americans showing them how to do it. Yeah.
Bern is a very lively city. There are always people, even, you know, the shops are closed. They close here at 4 o'clock on a Saturday, but there are always people in the center. Parliament building. It goes down there, and then there's the R River, and they're all sitting down there, or in between the passages of the Parliament building too.
So it's legal?
No,
No?
no.
Well, Denmark is legal.
What is legal?
Denmark. Drugs are legal in Denmark?
No. Yeah, it's not in Holland. It's in Netherlands, and it's not legally heavy drugs. That's the monument for the postal union. You know, that's like we have in Switzerland now. We have centers where they can get clean needles and get their drugs or some substitutes for the drugs, so we have them under control and to avoid this dealing business. And because of the sicknesses and everything. So we have some centers now. And I think that's very, very clever, so you can control. At least they can go and get some clean needles, because those, you know, and you know who they are. But no, dealing and heavy drugs, that's forbidden. Only if you are drug addict, that's already, it doesn't help when you put you in prisons, you have to help them. I think. We have centers, but we don't have enough centers, I think. But that's like everywhere.
Where were the POW camps in World War II?
Oh, I show you one place.
Did they put the Germans and the Americans together? Didn't you?
No. That would have been a fight in Switzerland. No. Our part with the, you know, I told you that Hemingway described the railway track that moved through Montreux and to Lausanne. That was World War I. And even in the Second World War, the Americans, the Canadians, British, they passed on our side, and the German on the northern side, as it was a neutral country. So they had both passing through wounded soldiers to their home countries. But they took not prisoner of wars, but they had the camps for the refugees and for wounded soldiers and displaced people and things, yes. I show you one because there was a camp near to Gruyere, and you can't see it anymore. anymore, but the prisoners, or these people in terms, they planted a forest and they made it with light green leaf trees and dark. And so they made a Swiss cross, but for long years you could see in the forest, when the leaves were growing, you had light green for white and the dark green for the red.
There's one of those little bitty cars.
Two we have from the community or city, and then we have from the canton, but we don't have Swiss state police, which is not very good sometimes, because the one goes only to the border to the canton, and then the others have to take over, and sometimes it takes too much time. It's a very policed country, see? Oh yes, we even had a scandal that's maybe about 8-9 years ago, when a journalist discovered all these records in the central government about whoever went to an Eastern country. They made the research, they wrote everything down, and from the beginning, and especially if you were a foreigner, then you were allowed to ask for your papers. I didn't do it. I've been very often in Russia taking groups over there, so I had something here in the government, but I've never done anything. It's so stupid, you see. And I learned Russian, and my teacher, she was Russian. She is Russian, and she is married to one of the high judges of Switzerland. And a fantastic lady. They, of course, asked for their papers. And there were so stupid things in it. We talked together, and she was laughing. She said, it's exactly like in Russia. It's so stupid, It says, left house 240 to visit armed hospital room numbers thing, So, but the people were very angry in Switzerland about that. I hope not. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. They do their military service, they keep their weapon at home. Of course, if you have a permit, you can have fire weapon, but you have to be more than 20 and take some exams. They're very strict with it.
train went by the castle building up there.
Windows, or not windows, but copper around it.
So y'all will get the bags to the airport tomorrow, and then we take them to the airport. You can come to eat at Monoro's in Los Angeles.
This is Vevey.
No, this is Montreal. We're like down the road from our hotel.
It seemed like we went through Vevey.
No, you could exit for that, but we didn't. We exited from Montreal.
Every time we come through here, we go through Vevey.
It'll be the plane trip tomorrow.
Almost Saturday. There is still a shop open in the train station if you want something special or some more chocolate. Or in the train station.
We'll go to the bank there early in the morning and change our money.
Yeah. Oh, but you can change your money back at the airport.
They charge us $5.
Oh, but to change back into dollars? That you. Our banks are terrible. So go to the train station. Really? So do it here at the train station. I know it's train station they don't charge. They never charge at the airport in the banks, and now they take money for everything.
Look, the roasters, didn't they, up there?
Yes.
You really see it again.
The Russia didn't name. Tonight they take you up to the moral rearmament. We thought you needed. You know what the moral rearmament is? The big building up there, which looks like a castle. We told you, but it's coming back once you have the pictures and everything.
Are you doing the next group that comes?
On the 13th of November, next group, yes. Don't tell them too bad things about us.
We'll warn them.
You will warn them?
Yeah.
Do you have other tours in between now and then?
I have one group in between, yes.
For the same tour?
No, different. I will work at here, inside here at the hospitality desk. I think it's York. What does York stand for?
Air conditioning.
Air conditioning? Oh!
It's medium quality.
Of course. No, really, is it air conditioning? So we had Lennox this year, you and York. I won't tell them about you.
Just tell them we're the best.
Of course. I think it was air conditioning. Coleman?
Yes.
Yeah? That's when I started to be a tour guide. And when I started to be a tour guide in English, it was big Coleman groups, for 3 weeks. Do they still exist? Huh?
Yeah, they handle Coleman and
Oh, okay. So please don't forget all your chocolate or whatever you bought, knives. There will be a murder in the Swiss hotel.
Yeah, why don't you go your stuff here?
My underwear. The Nokia TV. View. The sun. The restaurant. The crane. It's a beautiful crane. Awesome crane. Crane. See? It's obstructed view of the mountain.
Train, then it's well worth buying this card. So this is why we have many more first class carriages now, because
we pay half the first class price. And of course, people coming from Montreux to work in Geneva, it takes them an hour on the train in the morning. They travel an hour, and that way they don't use their car and don't have to pay the big parking. Yesterday in Lausanne, they had an indoor ski competition. An outdoor, but with artificial snow. Do you remember when we were in Lausanne, we got the bus by the palace? Well, the road going down to the train station, that's where they had the skiing. They brought the snow in and they made more, yes.
Mine?
Yeah.
Sharp?
Sharp. Taking pictures.
Yeah, I like it. The batteries don't last very long, but
Really? How
yeah,
long do they last?
about, they say 45 minutes, but I think it's about 30.
They lie, huh?
If you do any zooming at all, you're going to be gone. So I really hadn't done hardly any zooming this whole trip. You really don't need to.
You bring a spare? Or?
I brought 2 batteries, yeah.
Just in case you ever missed Charlie Chaplin's estate or you remember, it's over on our left now.
set up today. Look at that. In the lake. Look back there.
Round towards Geneva. So we are really going to make a bend around in a minute. The lake is like the shape of a banana. And here on the skyline in front of you, the big building you see that sticks up is the CHUV. The CHUV is the University Hospital of Lausanne. And there is Lausanne spreading down to the lake and Evian on the other side, a little bit in the mist. On the other.
With Metallica down there. Some kind of metal working.
So now we've come down and round, and we're getting on to the Geneva part. So this was also built in 64. So in 1964, when the Swiss National Exhibition was held in Lausanne, they built the motorway from the airport to Lausanne and the tunnel through to Italy.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Lauren, help Mama with the Christmas tree.
Hello.
Reagan.
Hello. Ouch.
Tell me where I'm missing it, Lauren.
Hello, I'm Reagan.
No, baby. You're missing it. That's right. Let's take Daddy doing this. Daddy knows how to zigzag.
I'm comfortable right here in my chair.
Hot.
Well, I really wish Daddy were doing this because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm used to going around and around the tree.
Mom, what are these called? January, February. My favorite month is Christmas.
Is it?
In December.
Well, now it's July because we're in shorts and it's 70-degree weather.
It's not July. It's December.
Lauren, are you a scary house?
No.
Yes, you can see. Hang on.
I can see too. Let me watch it. Let me hold it.
No,
Hold
Reagan.
it. Hello.
Lauren,
Hello.
Lauren, do you love Daddy?
Yes.
Reagan, I'll get you in a minute. Who do you love? Who?
Daddy.
Yeah, that's right.
Lauren
We
said
don't love
Mr. Chuck.
Who else do you love?
And she said Daddy.
Who else do you love? I don't know. Who else do you love, Lauren?
I see myself.
That's right. Who else? Nobody?
Yes, Mr. Rogers.
Who?
Mr. Rogers. She
Mr.
said.
Rogers?
Uh-huh.
Oh, Mr. Rogers. Who else do you love?
Mr. Rogers.
No. You love Paul?
No.
You love this guy right here? Right. You love Reagan? You love Reagan? Yeah.
Can I hold it?
No. Lauren quits. Okay. Help Mama with the tree. Help Mama with the tree.
Hello.
This was Mama on the rickety bar stool after it broke and he fell and bashed her head.
Hello. Hello. Ouch.
Okay, sing Jingle Bells for me. Jingle. Here, you go sit over there and I'll turn it where you can see yourself, okay? But you gotta sing. If I turn it over, you gotta sing. Okay? Can you see yourself? Where are you? Where did you get those?
Daddy.
From Daddy? Well, let me see. Hold them up. Now go back over there and hold them up. Oh, those are pretty. Did you pick them out? Yes. What do you like them?
Put them on my hair.
Well, how about after a bath we'll put them on? Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to sing a song? You want to sing a Bible song?
Yes.
What Bible song shall we sing?
My cup.
You want to sing Your Pretty Little Girl?
Look. Yeah.
Okay, go sit down. Don't put that on. I can't see you if you put that on. Go sit down and let's sing You're a pretty little girl and
God made you. God made you. I bring my pretty jewels.
You brought your pretty shoes downstairs?
Get my pretty jewels.
Okay, go get them.
I can't read them.
You can't reach them. Well, why don't you ask Mommy to help you?
Help me. Help me.
Okay, help you do what?
Get my red down.
Why do you want your red shoes?
Look like this.
You like these red shoes?
I wear them.
You like to wear red shoes? Okay, you're a pretty little girl and God made you.
I get the pretty dress.
No, we're not going to put a dress on. What are you singing? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I.
K, L, M, O, P. You are the right hero. Let me put my shoes on.
You know what? You're fixing to go take a bath and get ready for bed. Sing something for Daddy.
You can't sing.
Can you sing Jingle Bells for Daddy?
A toot.
Thank you. We got that on tape. Hey, go give Daddy hugs and kisses. And sing him a special song.
Look at my bitches.
Look at what?
My bitches right here.
Those pretty shoes. Yeah, I see your pretty shoes. Can I wear your pretty shoes?
Ask Daddy if he knows any songs. Sing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer for Daddy. Sing
that?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed.
Puppy dog.
Cover your mouth when you cough, Lauren. Rudolph the Red-Nosed.
That's Dale Earnhardt. We don't want you to grow up to be a Dale Earnhardt fan. No. If you ever saw some of the women that were Dale.
And he bring me a pink car. Toilet paper.
What are they?
Hey, what?
What are they?
Pokemon stickers.
Oh, neat.
Stickers. Bubbles.
Did you write that on your list?
Who's that for?
Well, whose stocking was near it?
Oh, mine.
What, Mom?
Hey, did you know what, Aunt Karen?
What, Miss
Lori
Baden?
got toilet paper right there.
She did.
Look.
Reagan, we're not going to open presents yet.
Oh.
We're just doing Santa right now.
What?
We're just doing Santa right now.
We're not going to open presents.
After everybody's up. Did you not see anything that you liked?
Yes, this, and this, and this.
Well, what is that?
What?
This big thing.
That?
This big thing.
Oh, yeah, I like that too. I would get on it. Big. I'm going to have to grow. I'm going to have to wait until
Grow enthusiasm here.
I'm going to wait until I get 7, maybe. Oh, no. I'm not
You'll be able to ride that. Look at that. If this is any enthusiasm. Look, there's Grandpa. There's Grandpa.
Hey.
Lauren, you want to go look in your stocking? Daddy's over there by your stocking. Why don't you go see what's in it? Ethan, what'd you get?
What else did you get?
Cool, I like it. Then look what else you got.
What is that?
I like these cartoons.
What is it, Reagan?
Fireworks.
Fireworks.
Pen.
Oh, a firework pin.
Stop doing that. Look up. Shiny. Shiny. Look what else I got. Big.
Lauren, don't you want to see your Christmas present?
I get real big.
Can we see your baby?
Adam, look behind you. It's big.
You want to come sit in my lap?
Like,
Well,
open it.
That's a cool bike, Reagan.
I put my stuff in the file. This. Let's see it.
What is that, Adam?
I can get it.
What is that?
I can get it. It's a
What's
scissor.
FUBU?
It's an expensive brand for us by us.
Mom, I got the Game Boy.
Cool.
Whatever you want.
Here, I'll be mom. What'd you get? What'd you get?
There's something in there that I can't get out. It's on the bottom.
Around the kitchen, you're not there.
Right here. Could you help me get it off? It's on the bottom.
I take your pads off. Go pad.
Listen to her. Listen. Oh, I get me. Oh.
Better take her britches off. Oh, you're on the potty chair.
I'm a big girl now. Put tape on this. No.
Did she go potty? Not yet.
Oh.
Hey, where's your britches? Let's put her britches back on. Oh, my button thing came out.
Look at what else I got.
You gonna pull her pants up?
Oh, in the nail.
Which one's sticking? There, I can't get those out. They're taped down. Taped down?
Let me put this on.
She has to go potty, Lauren. See, look. Look, you go like this. Oops, it's stuck.
Figured that out yet.
It's stuck. It only holds one.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, no. So I got three.
You wanna look in your stocking?
Shoot it at my dad.
What is it? Who is that?
Oh, look what you did. You messed it up. No, I didn't. Not like that. You messed it up.
What else is in your
What did
stocking?
you do?
Grandpa's anniversary.
Oh.
Y'all want it now?
And this one.
Mom? You don't ever want
This
it?
one.
Huh?
What's that one?
We don't have very many presents here.
There's to Uncle Doug.
I'll give you.
You got too many presents, son. Wow, y'all look like you have a big holler.
That's